idea of just making one exhibition. Very fast we realized, well, this is actually then too dense. So she has so many works by now that it just really makes sense to split this up into a 3-part exhibition series. So this is the first exhibition. In this part we had the first one, like a bit of a cloud aspect, because a lot of the artworks that Cassandra is collecting has this quality that they are dealing with just a moment in time and very minimal gesture. Interesting aspect of this seriality, again coming back to temporality as well, because he was doing it redundantly. So like this 1 year period he was working with this. That actually was then really beautiful in the evening, and this whole room is just being lightened up by the neon work, obviously. So curtain shape and the light is to the floor. Classic back, being open, closing in a very meditative fashion. Timeless breath. Cassandra was pointing out that he's usually picking his sujets or material just straight from the street. And there we have a connection to this piece by Nina Canel. She also, for the internet and electricity, all that is running through the infrastructure of cables, and it's usually something that connects and that is about flow, data flow, flow of electricity. But here she's cutting all that, and it's, then from there we have this connection to photography, essentially, because the photography is always trying to cut time into like this one slice, and we have this wonderful photography by Lisa Holzer. She's a Viennese and Berlin artist. In this piece, what you probably wouldn't recognize is a ear stick. So from the pig, it's just the ear. Here, obviously, whenever you just slightly move your head, the surface of the painting is from not the painting, but the surface is changing, and when you're moving, it has this visual optical effect that it's producing. Plus, almost like a mirror, it is also bringing in all the outside. So wherever you take this piece, always you have a different changing surface, and let's say just as an image, it's a bronze cast and it's extremely heavy for a small size. The work is called Lost Wax, and what is interesting about that, this is almost like an introvert sculpture, because what you're doing, you use wax to make a model of something different, and then you have the ceramic around it, and then you cast it so the wax is gone, and you don't want to have wax in itself. But here, you see, like with the honeycombs, exactly that matter. The wax is the stuff that is then slowly being transformed and being kept as the actual subject matter, so to speak. And here, I think whereas this piece in itself obviously is very present, not changing, lasting. There is one aspect, because he glued or casted this wing of a bird into the sculpture. Again, flying movement.
He often combines organic with inorganic materials, and yeah.
I think from this side you can really see the feathers very well. Designed the color on our own, then soaked it, put this on the paper, and you really just see this subtle surface. There's just the remains of this, almost like a performance. And then we have the last piece by Nico Ricala, approximately 15 minutes in between each photograph. And I think it's a really perfect end note to the whole exhibition.
I always was interested in art, from my childhood or young adult. And so I was very much visiting exhibitions, museum exhibitions, galleries, fairs, and so. And then the point came, so I said, okay, so I buy my first work. Yeah, I like very much Michael A. Smith. Yeah, he's one of the, in my mind, best conceptual artists at the at his generation. So I have some works at home and some works at my office and some works at the house in the countryside, and now I have this space, so I'm really happy. Yeah.